Did you know that your digestive system is one of the largest active organs in your entire body? My name is Nancy Rebecca and I'm a registered nurse, but I have worked for 25 years as a psychic clairvoyant, and my interest has been all about just how dynamic your human energy field is, as well as how it relates to the human body. I Can't Stuff It Anymore is the name of this video, and it's just about not only do we eat a lot of food, we can overfill, we can overstuff, we can eat a lot of food that's not the best for us, but did you know that your digestive system not only digests food, taking out all the nutrients so that you can survive every day, but your entire digestive system also digests energy, digest all the things that you deal with every single day, swallows it in, chews it up, transports it down the esophagus into the stomach, starts to add that bile to break it up even more, and then it goes through your small and your large intestines before you deliver it as a waste product. So not only does your body digest food, but it also digests all the events that happen to you every single day. So when I was going through my breast cancer diagnosis last year, and I had my lumpectomy, and I went through chemotherapy, and I went through radiation, one of the kind of overriding symptoms that I had the entire time was nausea. Now, we know that chemotherapy can cause nausea, but I had gone weeks after surgery, and I just had this low-grade underlying nausea that just seemed to kind of override my thought system. I wasn't able to put a whole sentence together. It was just like, oh, I just didn't feel good. And you imagine, like, from the time I had surgery in June all the way until January, having this constant low-grade nausea. But what I realized was that over time, over those months, what started to kind of bubble to the surface were things like anxiety. I was kind of feeling fearful, a little bit panicky. At times I was feeling emotional. And yes, all of those things can be kind of caused by what I was going through, but there was something deeper that was coming to the surface. So in February, I started working with an acupuncturist. And what she found was the spot where my cancerous tumor started growing was right on my stomach meridian. And I was like, well, that's interesting. And I have worked with her for months ever since. And every time I have an ache, I have a pain, I have a swelling, I have kind of a neurological kind of jolt, every time I point to, it doesn't matter where it is in my body, it could even be on top of my head, she would say, oh, isn't that curious? This is all in your digestive system. So what I realized was that my nature, I'm a pretty kind person, but my nature is pretty passive. I'm the kind of stand in the back of the room and observe what's going on. I really like to hear the opinions of others. I was never too quick to kind of exert my opinion, really thinking that others people had probably a wider variety to draw from, of having a much higher level of value to contribute to the conversation than I did. It would have almost been better if I had kind of had that passive aggressiveness, because maybe some of that aggression could have helped me clear some of the things that I was stuffing at a passive level. Because even though I didn't think I had an opinion about things, I did, but it was somewhere stuffed deep inside of me. The oncology nurse said to me one time when she was doing my chemotherapy infusion, I love working with people who have had breast cancer like you. They're like the nicest people in the world. And we hear this a lot, like, why would it happen to you, Nancy? You know, it's like, you're so nice. But apparently it does happen to the nicest people in the world. And this is a problem, because when you're super nice, you're super kind, you're super caring, you kind of go with the flow, there's a lot of stuff in there that you're not really speaking about, you're not addressing, you're not digesting, you're not processing, you're not breaking it down. And so then on top of that, with having all of the acupuncture treatments, it really drove it home to me that there was a lot there in my digestive system that I was stuffing down. So I don't know if any of you out there who are watching this can relate to what I'm saying. You don't have to be passive like I am or like I was to be able to need to kind of process and digest events that happen every single day. Now, I am a registered nurse, so I love the physiology of the body, and I love to talk about how the body works. But did you know every organ in your body is an energy field? It's just a slower, denser, heavier physical manifestation of your spirit, of your soul. And right now on the earth, we are going through this huge, enormous transformational change. This big awakening of consciousness on the planet. You see a lot of people talking about moving from this kind of third dimensional way of thinking to a fifth dimensional way of being. So we hear about this a lot. But it's my personal opinion, after working 25 years with over 15,000 human energy fields, I don't see us going anywhere. I see us staying right here on the human level. We're not going up to this bright light of the fifth dimension. We are bringing the fifth dimensional light down into our human body. And if you can't digest normal day-to-day life, you're not going to be able to digest this higher level of knowledge that's coming in. Or if you're trying to digest it, you're going to be able to, you're going to find that your eating habits are changing. You're going to find that you're having a lot of nausea, stomach upset. You may be having constipation. You may be having diarrhea. And all these are higher frequency dimensional symptoms because you may have blocks in your digestive system that are preventing you from taking this higher frequency, this higher wisdom and knowledge of the divine and integrating it into the human body. And that, I feel, is what we are doing on the face of the planet right now. So what I've noticed is that our digestive system starts in the fifth chakra, which is all about communication, takes it to the heart level, which is all about love, all the way down into the third chakra, which provides energy to the liver, the gallbladder, the pancreas, the spleen. Am I missing something here? Liver, gallbladder, spleen, pancreas. Did I say that? Down into the second chakra, which feeds a lot of energy to your small intestines, which really absorbs a lot of the nutrients that you need, down to our root chakra, our survival chakra, that takes all that information that you've just digested and send it to the different places in your body that needs it, and then it's released as a waste product by your descending colon and through your rectum. And so it's the fifth, fourth, third, second, first chakra. And if the digestion is off, it's going to impact your sixth and your seventh chakra. It's going to cause you to feel foggy-headed. You can't string a sentence of words together. You might have monkey mind. You may feel spacey, sluggish. I think I've already said foggy. It can really impact your ability to see clearly and have your clear ideas and opinions about things to move forward with this higher level of knowledge. It can block your spirit from being able to connect with you if you can't digest. So when I named this video, I Can't Stuff It Anymore, we can't stuff it anymore as a society. We need to be clean, we need to be clear about our communication, and we need to start looking at life saying, I can't digest this situation anymore. I can't digest it one more day. Or I find this situation easily digestible. I can swallow this down. It's not creating a lump in my throat. I'm not feeling nauseated afterwards. That was really uplifting. That was really light. So in those situations, you find it easily digestible, and other situations are not easily digestible. Now I have 4 pages of my notes here, but I'm just going to try to go through specifically the ones where I'm talking about the different chakras, so that hopefully you can kind of learn at a different level just how important your human dynamic energy field is, as well as your amazing, incredible physical body. All right, so in the mouth, digestion starts. So I've got my nurse hat on and I'm telling you, digestion starts in the mouth. That's the first thing that we learn in nursing school. But it's also, the fifth chakra feeds energy to the mouth, and you have your tongue and you have your teeth and you have your throat. So when you are chewing a situation, you are chewing it and chewing it, you're processing, you're spending time on really breaking down an event that's happening in your life that you really want to get some good information out of. So that's going to start in the fifth chakra. It's going to start communicating to your body. When you swallow it, it goes down. After you finish chewing over the issue, it goes down to the heart chakra, the area. Have you ever had heartburn? So the esophagus is that long tissue of tissue, a long tube of tissue that has a strong muscle in it, and it takes those bite-sized pieces that you swallow and it starts transporting it. It starts moving it down the body to begin its transit through the stomach to have bile added to it. Heartburn, if you can't stomach something that you're swallowing, it's going to cause a lot of heartburn. Now, I was in cardiac intensive care nurse, and there were many people that came to the hospital thinking they were having a heart attack, but it was actually spasms in the esophagus. So just to let you know, it can cause some real serious pain when you are chewing and trying to digest a situation in your life that just isn't going down for you. Have you ever felt like you had a lump in your throat, stuck in your esophagus, struggled to swallow? You want to pay attention not just to the food, but the situation that's happening in your life and saying, okay, I need to take another look at this situation and see why I'm struggling to take it in. The third chakra is your power center. It is the energy distribution center. I've already said it sends energy to your liver, spleen, pancreas, gallbladder, stomach, and large intestines. It's incredibly important as it distributes energy to your vital digesting organs. Bile that gets released from the gallbladder is essential. Did you know that bile can dissolve stones? It can dissolve bones. It can dissolve anything that is stubborn and hard to digest. If you are not allowing yourself to fully digest something in your life, it can cause a backup. It can cause gallstones. It can cause your bile to get cloudy and thick and mucousy, so it can't break down all the stressors that you're having to deal with in your life. So you really want to make sure that you are digesting those things very well. When you hold back, become passive, avoid conflict, it can cause that bile to get sluggish. Then it causes the liver to get sluggish. The liver is the organ that reserves the most chi, the most energy in your body. Your pancreas works to digest sweetness, the sweetness in life. It can be really bitter. If you've got a lot of bitter things going on in your life, it's going to cause problems in the pancreas. The spleen, highly active, takes high levels of energy and digests it through, distributes it through the body. If you overgive, I call it having over concern for others. I'm a nurse. I'm a healer. I have over concern for others is like my middle name. In these 25 years, I've learned a lot about bringing that into balance. So if you overgive too much, your spleen chakra can get completely depleted, and then you don't have any energy left for yourself to digest your own life. If you can't stomach a situation, your large intestines get backed up with energy toxins and builds layers of mucus, slowing down your ability to absorb a situation and deal with it. Your second chakra is located below the navel area, and it feeds energy to your small intestines. The small intestines break down the chaos, crisis, trauma of energy into small, digestible pieces, energies, helping you to distribute the energy that feeds you and nourishes you and nurtures you, and release the energy that is considered a toxin right through your liver, right through your kidneys, to move it out of your body. If this emotional chakra is overloaded with challenging emotions that are hard to digest, then absorbing higher conscious information is going to get stuck and backed up. We all are multidimensional beings. We all who are, especially those of us who are actively cultivating a spiritual life, we're trying hard to think and be in that fifth dimensional spiritual perspective realm. But if our own human body digestive system can't handle just the food that we're eating or the situations we're in, we're not going to be able to digest the fifth dimensional realm and all that beautiful information that's wanting to come in. And then your first chakra, this sends the energy to the descending colon and the rectum. If you have trouble letting go, you're going to be constipated, and move on challenging situations can cause chronic constipation because you hold on to everything. If you have too much going on in your life and you feel overwhelmed with your coping abilities, this can cause diarrhea or chronic diarrhea as well. Meaning things are just passing through you far too quickly. You're not able to pull the great information out of it. So the choices that you make in every situation is best dealt with when you can ask yourself, are you able to digest this situation? So I've already talked to you about my own personal story about how my own conscious awareness about digestion came to the surface. That my own years of stuffing situation after situation after situation ended up blocking all of my stomach meridians, digestive meridians, the meridians where energy flows through the body was blocked and backed up, and was probably one of the contributing factors for me getting a tumor right on the stomach, kind of the acupuncture point, the stomach meridian in my right breast. So it probably contributed. And so now I can't stuff it anymore if I want to stay healthy, and I need to learn ways. And so I've really been exercising that a lot in the last 6 months. And it's not as hard as I thought it was going to be to just speak up very neutrally. Now, I don't find that very digestible. I might not use that word, but I'm thinking that word. And so I only am participating in things in life that can easily move through and be easily integrated into my body. And so I said, I cried to allow the emotions in my second chakra to wash through and help me clear out those places where I had stuffed life, so that I could allow the energy to flow again and I could finally start to let go of those old toxins. I no longer avoid conflict or avoid those hard conversations, so I can keep my own energy clear. It's less about the situation of people around me. I want to say that again. It's not about anybody else. It's how I was showing up for each of those situations. And so for me now, it's like, all right, these situations can be hard. You know, the global pandemic was hard. Having breast cancer was hard. Having children or grandchildren struggle or friends struggle is hard. I've had also friends and family members. I just had a client share about how her apartment burned down during the global pandemic. So life is hard right now. You know, we've got politics, we have the banking system, we have, you know, all kinds of rules and laws and regulations that don't have our back. So how, you know, getting mad, stuffing it, throwing a fit is not going to help us. Digesting it and letting it go. Digesting, letting it go. Or even more so, chewing it really well, swallowing the situation really well, moving it through our digestive system really well, and letting it go really well. It's going to help us also as spiritual beings digesting really high level knowledge coming from the fifth dimension all the way down to the third dimension, so we can ground that great spiritual light here on this earth so that we can all live a better life. So let's clean it up, our own dynamic human digestive system, so that we can all function in an optimal way, easily and effortlessly, and be able to integrate and adapt to these new energies that are coming in. So, I always like to leave you with a little idea of a healing that you can do for your digestive system. So I meditated on a few colors to kind of run through our digestive system. What I could see was that, what was the color? A white, kind of a pearly white. If you have a lot of mucus in your system, that pearly white can help pull the mucus out of your intestinal system and pass it right on down your grounding. Blue can help calm down and eliminate inflammation. So if you have like Crohn's or digestive issues from swollen bowel syndrome, blue energy can really help calm it down. I did practice with a little orange and a little red. You want to be a little careful with those. Those can really clear out some deep, deep toxins in the muscles. But if you're prone to inflammation, it might trigger inflammation. So you want to work with those energies, but you want to be careful with them as well. However, I found emerald green to be a really great color that seems to cover in a more gentle way all those spectrums of mucus, inflammation, and deep pain. So let's just take a couple of minutes to go ahead and close your eyes for just a moment. We're going to take maybe 5 minutes at the most. Close your eyes, turn within. Put your hands on your stomach and thank that digestive system of yours. Put your hand on your chest or your throat, or maybe put both hands on your face where your mouth is located. Thank your body, thank your digestive system. For all the ways in life it has helped you to not only digest food, but digest those really hard places in life. Now, you all know grounding is the key to everything. So you can imagine you've got a tree root system that's going to go through the seat of the chair that you're in, the floor of the room, through all the layers of the building that you're in, the house, through the earth's crust. And imagine your root system going 4,500 miles deep to the core of the earth, and then really drive your root system deep at the core. Working with your spirit and that amazing imagination that you have can be easy and effortless. And just in 30 seconds or less, you're all the way at the core of the earth, snuggling in, anchoring yourself, stabilizing your human digestive system. Beautiful. So Your grounding system helps stabilize your digestive system, but it's also going to function as a drain. So right now, imagine this emerald green, beautiful, brilliant light of emerald green flowing down through the top of your head, and allow it to fill up your mouth. Allow this emerald green to soak and saturate your tongue, your teeth, your gums, your throat, with the intention to dissolve and clear any blocked energy to your digestive system. Let it flow down through the back of your throat. That emerald green is going to flow very gently right down your esophagus, cleansing, healing, clearing, balancing, harmonizing your digestive system. Imagine that emerald green now flowing through your stomach. You don't even have to know where your stomach's located or what it looks like. Just intend it's going to flow through your stomach and dissolve, 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 liquefy all the stuffed energy that you no longer need, that doesn't benefit you anymore. Imagine the emerald green flowing through, just say, your large intestines and your small intestines. Dissolving any stuck, stuffed energy. Go ahead and start to let any buildup, any thickness start to release down your grounding. Send a little more emerald green through your large and small intestines. Beautiful. All the way down your descending colon and out your rectum and down your grounding. Again, you do not need to know where your descending colon is located. You can always look it up later online. Just let that emerald green calm the muscles, clear mucus, inflammation, and dissolve any energy, old energy that you have stuffed over the years. Remind your digestive system today's date, the date that you're actually watching this recording, and remind yourself of how old you are. It's called bringing your digestive system to the current age, into this present moment. One more big release right down the descending colon, right out the rectum, right down your grounding to be recycled by the earth. Ooh, you all released a lot of energy, but let's stop right there because that's plenty for a first attempt. And just know that you can do this a little bit every day. You might want to spend just 5 to 10 minutes. If you start to feel a little nauseated, then that just means you're trying to move too much energy too fast. So then just do it for a couple of minutes. You can play with other colors. I really chose the emerald green to work with you all as a larger audience. But if you want to play with different colors, even like a light pink or a yellow, then yeah, feel welcome to do that and see what works best for you and your digestive system. So if you like what you are hearing and you love what I release every week as far as a new video is concerned, then please click the subscribe button so that you can tune in every week with everything that I'm sharing. I would love to hear from you in the comments section about what you noticed. I always like to, it's very conscious awakening for others who read your comments, but I also like to take your comments and use them as part of my teachings as well. So thank you all for joining me again today, and I will see you again next week. Bye-bye.